Oh, all right. Well, looks like the stream started without me hitting it. That's pretty cool. Cool. All right. Caught me by surprise. Well, welcome, guys. Today's Sunday, the weekly close. Looking to be not that interesting, but there's a few important price levels we're going to be taking a look at where we would like to see the weekly close, really, and what each price level might mean for the future going forward with this close. Man, I do not know if it started yet. This is weird. Something janky happened. Yeah, well, it seems like it's up. Usually I have to hit start, so I don't know what happened here. It just went on by itself. Cool. So yeah, let's get into it. We got 4 hours left as of right now for the weekly close. Currently pretty much where we've been all week. Candle has not done too much moving. You can see that we have a wick down low to about 10,150 this week. Buyers rejected that price level, and now we're back to 10,700 area. Weekly opened at 10,920. And we're looking to see where this closes today to get some hints about the future and what may be to come. So I've put up 3 price ranges here. You can see this red box being pretty much the area that I don't want this weekly to close. White box being pretty neutral, and green being a solid close, one that I'm hoping for. You know, we have 4 hours left. That's still plenty of time to move this candle around. And something that's going to be really important when looking at this weekly today is that the monthly close is coming up on Wednesday. So while we may not get the weekly close we want, that may not actually be as important as we think, because Wednesday is a very big day. Let me zoom in here for you guys. And the reason is, if we look at the monthly here, this is a pretty ugly candle. We can see the previous close in August was higher than the June 2019 close, which is a good signal. But there's something even more important here that I think we talked about last time, and I believe it's worth bringing up again. So the extra special part of this monthly close in September is we have the close of the quarter. It's going to be the close of the third quarter of the year. Starting in October will be the fourth quarter, final quarter. So these are the 3-month candles. And looking left, we can see that in April we closed that 3-month, the second quarter. That was 2019. Getting confused. Either way, we can see a 3-month resistance right here, and price is right underneath. We're still right here. Very likely the reason we've seen low volatility and not much price action at this level, because likely to be a lot of resistance, and the market makers know that. They know that this September is going to close out the third quarter. We're going to start the fourth, and a close above this level, and that's right here, 10,761. You can see that's not very far away. It's going to be a pivotal level. I would like to see this quarter close above. I think that will be a bullish signal going into the fourth quarter for 2020. And that is a reason that, though the monthly looks a little grim, this is not really what we want to see. When we zoom out a little more, we see that maybe it's not as important. You know, these intra-quarter monthly candles, we're always looking at the closes for the monthly and the weekly and things like that, but with such a big close coming up, this may not be as reliable as the previous monthly closes because of the setup on the 3-month. We're going to be looking for that, and that's reflected in this weekly, because ideally I'd like to see this weekly close in this white area. We may not get it, but we only have 3 more days, so we may see very little action into this close, and then perhaps into the monthly and quarterly close here in the next 3 days. We might see that volatility we're looking for. Still have these up, so you can see them on the daily. Last 4 days have kind of ranged here. This red zone almost acting as resistance. And we can see we're really close to closing neutral, closing well on the quarterly. Let me get rid of these boxes. This green box above, actually I'll touch on that really quick. I think I did, but either way, is the top of the previous weekly close. It would be nice to close up here for this week to create a hammer or doji type candle as opposed to this pretty ugly weekly. And it's definitely on the table still. However, there's really nothing indicating anything at this point. We had that bullish engulfing off of our, I think that we had a 4-hour bullish divergence. We saw a daily bullish engulfing, and since then we've just really hung out sideways. Not too much going on. Indicators not really flashing any signals. Kind of just what we would expect in this sideways range. So there's not much of an edge here, and I'm really hoping that that edge becomes more visible as we approach the third quarter for the year. Let's just go over Bitcoin quick on lower time frames. 4-hour, not really showing us much. We saw some selling. Maybe we get a divergence here with a lower swing low. But there's really nothing signaling that's going to be going on. The hourly is a little interesting here. We look back to September 1st, the start of the month, to our swing high on the 19th. We have a descending high trend line, and that's pretty much where price is right now. Arguably rejected on the 26th and the 27th, and possibly here again today. I think a break of this line is going to signal definitely that we're going to break out of this low volatility zone, and we're going to see a move likely to the upside if we break through this descending line, and likely to the downside if we're rejected again. And the reason I think that compounds that, this is on the hourly again, but a rejection from here would likely paint a bearish divergence or lock that bearish divergence in on the 1 hour. On the MACD, the RSI is not saying the same thing, so there's not total agreement here. But we are seeing the possibility of a longer time frame showing a bullish divergence. So we're really kind of just where we've been the last few days. You can see RSI here, lower swing low with a higher swing in price. MACD not really agreeing. So we have not progressed too much in the last few days. We have not seen too much new action, or really anything that's definitive. We had this nice rally, closed above 10,761. That's the quarterly resistance we're looking to close September above. And price is really just hanging out here, not showing us a lot. There actually is, I just noticed this now, I didn't see this earlier. We do have on the 30-minute some bullish divergence. We see this sell-off was a pretty harsh swing low on both MACD and RSI, but it's the 30 minutes, so it's not really a wonderful indicator of what's to come in the future. It's much more of a short-term scalp, and this sell-off, or this rally here, might have even been what that was showing us, and it may be played out now. So unfortunately, I don't have any super excellent clues for us at the moment, and I think that's because everything is going to be waiting on this quarterly close. It's really going to come down to this. I think a lot of people are going to look for this weekly close for some kind of sense of direction, and so far we're not seeing it, and I think it really is going to wait. I think we're going to wait until Wednesday, and we're going to see where price is at then, and most importantly, where it is at the close that day. That's pretty much the Bitcoin breakdown. Not too interesting. I believe on the hourly here we have some moving average interest. Yep. 20 just crossed down over 50, but price has remained above both. Really just showing more of that indecision, lack of edge. Yeah, that's not too... A break below this level likely wouldn't be very fancy for us, because we're looking for this trend line for some kind of short-term direction. So a break below 10,700 likely to sell off at least down to 10,650, possibly testing the 10,550 support again. And there's just Really no edge, unfortunately. But we do have some coins that may have an edge, and I wanted to talk about them today while we have time. ADA been looking very good this week, has kind of diverged from the rest of the market. Its chart is a little different. I think we even talked about it in the last episode. Its chart is a little different than everything else, and I think it's noteworthy still, especially closing this weekly. ADA in Bitcoin pair currently has a bullish engulfing weekly. If it can close out in the next few hours here above 921 sats. But what's really spicy about the weekly here is we see a weekly bullish divergence, which is wonderful, and potentially also on the RSI seeing a different but agreeing bullish divergence painting here on RSI. So there's some pretty cool stuff going on with ADA. This bounce point seems pretty random. Not a lot of rhyme or reason for 742 sat bounce, but it was pretty strong. And on the daily, we are seeing that same divergence, actually multiple versions of it. Continuous lower lows in price, and we're seeing MACD with higher lows on the histogram. RSI was agreeing until recently. With this move, it kind of made it a little more gibberish. RSI had a lower low on the lowest swing here, so it could have invalidated the daily divergence that we had seen being painted for so long. But with the weekly looking good, we may be able to trust this, and if we can, probably looking for another test of 1,000 sats. If not, up into the 1160 area to retrace half of the sell-off from the high in July. So ADA not looking too bad. One to keep an eye on. We just reached this 236 retrace, so we can finally start using fib here. And if it continues to rally, I'm going to be looking for the 0.5 as we always do. BCH also, I don't know if interesting is the word, but Bitcoin Cash doing something, looking very unusual in general. Not many charts are looking like this right now, and it's not in a good way really, or in a bad way. It's just a little odd. You know, it's seen maybe the least volatility of anything over the last few months. We have a critical support here at $203.65 that we've been watching for quite some time. And looking left, we have multiple tests of it. Possibly getting weaker, this support, but so far it's held pretty intact. Not a huge amount of divergence really to be seen. We see lower highs and lower highs, higher lows, higher lows. Not a huge edge, at least on the weekly, but the daily is looking a little interesting here. Maybe coming up on these descending trend lines. I think this is going to be a pivotal moment for Bitcoin Cash. You see a little daily divergence here. We have a slightly lower low and a higher low in our RSI, and same on MACD. Just doesn't seem to have broken this down sloping trend yet though. I think this is one definitely to keep an eye on. It's likely to come back and touch this support again in my opinion. If it doesn't though, there's likely a breakout play up into the 3 range. See, these descending trends are almost overlapping, likely to provide some kind of resistance. So this is one I would definitely keep an eye on. We haven't talked about Bitcoin Cash in a long time. I'm not a huge fan of this coin, but I mean the chart. If the chart looks good, man, I'm taking a look at it. I don't really care how I feel about them. So ADA, BCH. The one that's really catching my eye today is XMR. Monero looking very interesting. We talked about this last week or the week before as well. Looking to close today above its pretty strong resistance here at 96-ish dollars, 97. and really reaching. All these are going to be dependent on what Bitcoin does, and I think it's going to be more clear Wednesday, as I keep saying. One thing of note on XMR is if we just, I don't know, assume that this weekly candle closes where it is, something that you need to keep an eye on is we are possibly set up for a candlestick pattern that we've gone over in the past. 3 bearish methods. We see a long-bodied red candle on the end of August, and then we have these smaller-bodied green candles just barely overtaking the high. And for the 3 bearish methods to play out, we would expect to see the next weekly with a strong sell-off. Now that's definitely possible. I think it's going to be totally dependent on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin closes this monthly bearish and sells off more, I think that 3 bearish methods will play out. And if not, XMR then is pretty set. We see potential weekly bearish divergence showing if this rally fails here and we do play out that bearish methods. Not too much else on the weekly for Monero, but the daily looking pretty good. This previous support, or this previous resistance, possibly flipped to support here, and we're seeing a nice rally into the close today. Let's see, we have a descending trend from the high in August that is very close to price, and an ascending trend here as well that ends up at a 107. There's something to keep an eye on absolutely here. Monero put in what could be, let's see, could be some bullish divergence on both the MACD and RSI with this swing low back to $73. So Monero definitely looking spicy. You know, there's also, I didn't even put this, pretty clear ascending trend down here connecting the lows. And seems to be following pretty nice. It had a nice touchback to previous resistance, acted as support, and moved back up. So absolutely something to keep an eye on. And the last one I wanted to talk about today, Link. Link weekly, looking okay. I'd like to see this on Bitcoin with this hammer candle. Came back, smashed through our strong support at $8, but seemed the market caught at $7.50, and in response shot back up. This is a nice candle here on the weekly. Daily had a bullish engulfing on the 24th. Looks like we're still seeing some continuation. We were looking for $12.20 on that, and still headed in that direction actually. MACD was showing the daily bullish divergence, RSI being useless again. Currently at the 20 daily MA, 50 above at $13, so there's likely to be a zone of resistance here from 12.20 to 13, about 13.40. That's where I would be keeping my eye on Link. If we can see continuation into the close today, closing bullish engulfing, be a good sign that we are going to come up, test this retrace, and possibly with enough strength head back to 1550. Monthly not looking so solid here. It looks very similar to Bitcoin. We're not really going to have any quarterly data. No. I'm going to show this month. But quarterly still closing strong unless something super unseen or unpredicted happens here. Really across the markets. Yeah, I like this V-shaped bottom. I like that we're seeing continuation here potentially into the weekly close on Link. So definitely keep an eye here. Likely to see some spice. Come back up. You test this descending high trend right around here. That's in our fair zone as well, between 12.2 and 13.40. So definitely keep an eye there. Those are really the movers that I'm seeing right now. Not a lot else going on. Bitcoin not being too spicy. 3 hours and 40 minutes. So yeah, I did a nice little update. Just waiting to reiterate. Starting to see this weekly close as likely not that exciting. I mean, 3 hours, 40 minutes left. You never know. We could see tons of movement into it. I'm skeptical of that. I'm thinking it's much more likely we see maybe an uneventful weekly close and hold off until September closes the monthly and quarterly. I think that is going to be the spot to be watching here in the next few days. I think that's, yeah, 3 days away. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, 61 watching, nice. I didn't know what to expect. Not too much hype today, but I feel you guys. I feel you. Happy Sunday. There's just not a huge amount of excitement here in the markets today. I think that's going to change not too far off in the future. Today's the 27th, so it's Wednesday. Wednesdays are looking for our close. For our big fancy close. If anything is developed while I've been talking, doesn't look like it. Very low movement across the markets today. And we were expecting something interesting on the 25th because we had that big options expiration. Didn't get it. Statistically, it was a good spot to watch. That's especially crypto markets for you, though. You look for an edge, you look for something that you can interpret. You have some kind of statistical advantage, but no matter what, even if it's the most signals you've ever seen, seems like perfect, things can always play out totally different. That is the magic of crypto. That's why we're here. Oh man. All right. Snooze town. Snooze town. But thank you for being here. That's it's awesome. We've had a little different times going on with the episodes. We'll be back to normal here, as we usually are. We'll be back to normal here, likely starting tomorrow. For Monday, those are always a pretty good day for us. Pretty busy. Pretty busy. Pretty bitty. You know how it is. Pretty bitty. Adding some tags to video. Do that. Cool. I think this is the first time that we've taken a look at Bitcoin Cash here since we started doing the episodes. There's a fly in here. Get out of here, fly. I think one more I want to look at. The LTC. LTC and BCH have been kind of like bros in the last few months, maybe even in the last year. They both seem to be lagging behind the rest of the market. They both set new multiple year lows. BCH new all-time low. Around the time where a lot of other things were moving up. And that's unusual. They're large market caps. You would expect them to be moving with the market. So, not sure what's going on, but what that tells me is I should be paying attention to them. Let's actually look at this weekly close. LTC, BTC, nice. What, 2% up in the next 3 hours and 30 minutes here could give us a pretty sick looking weekly hammer. That's what we're looking for on Bitcoin as well. Monthly looking atrocious, but we do see here on the MACD, we do see that this selling momentum is waning. It apexed in December 2019, and we continued to set lower lows, and our MACD continued to set higher lows. Actually, let's pull up the RSI. That might be clarifying. Not clarifying. Great. Thanks, RSI. Not being helpful. I want to see the quarterly close on this too. Just like Bitcoin. I guess as expected. Similar to Bitcoin, looking left, we have this quarterly support that was broken at 0.00452. Likely flipped to resistance, and now we have a similar setup. Look at Bitcoin, similar meaning that this quarterly is important. So quarterly close on both Litecoin, Bitcoin pair, and Bitcoin. Very, very close to a historical quarterly resistance. And within 1 or 2% of really changing the game, and that's what I like to look for in crypto a lot of the time. When you don't have an edge, when you're not seeing anything super telling, sometimes it's nice to look. Sometimes it's nice to look for things that have the potential in a short time frame to change from, I mean, you look at Litecoin, bearish, and it's just been going down. But within a very close margin of error, could completely flip that to looking very good. That's the same with Bitcoin, and that's sometimes what I like to look for when I don't have something else to look for. There's potentially this harmonic pattern. I believe this one's set up correctly. I did it a while ago. And maybe we'll be seeing reversal. We do have the MACD agreeing with this harmonic pattern, saying we have bullish divergence. RSI just being a dick, not really doing anything, but potentially reversing. We have a low, a lower low, and then a higher low. So it could be an inverse head and shoulders on our RSI. Something to consider. The reason I like talking about Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash right now is a lot of these coins are up huge. They're up massively in their Bitcoin pair, hitting new all-time highs, and people are FOMOing into them, thinking they're getting Lambos the next day. But if you're looking to trade into more Bitcoin, which is why I use alts, because I want to get more Bitcoin. But if you're looking for that, then you really want to find strong coins that are at lows. If you buy them at highs, you're going to have to jump out of them very quickly to lock in that profit. But if you catch these, Bitcoin Cash, I'm not as confident about. Litecoin, I think, has a great future. The second oldest coin, plenty of support there from community and from holders and things like that. Bitcoin Cash, I don't feel the same way about, so I probably wouldn't go super bloody, looking for super blood on Bitcoin Cash. But there's so much potential upside, and the downside here, I think, is limited. We have this previous kind of macro biggest support Litecoin Bitcoin pair back in 2018 at 0.003 and change. That's probably if we're going to see more downside, that's the likely target. But the upside, I mean, that's like a 25% loss, but the upside here can be ridiculous, hundreds of percents. Let's say we even just return to half of the previous high or whatever, like 200% plus. And so when I'm looking to increase my Bitcoin stack, I'm looking for things at lows, not at things at highs. When things are at highs, I'm looking to take profit, not looking to go long, because I want to have the coin during its growth in Bitcoin pair. I don't want to try to catch the top of it after it's gone up hundreds of percents, because that expands the downside potential. All right. See who's here today. No, it's not a big day, but we got 70 watching. That's pretty good. Master Benny's back. What's up, dude? Haven't seen you in quite some time. What should we infer from the return of Benny? Something. There's some analysis there. Benny's back, so something's gonna happen. What's up, Cactus Brah? How you doing, brother? ZT. Not familiar with that name. If you're new here, welcome, man. It's great to have you. Demon. Danny. I don't remember Danny. Our Asian friend with the letter A in his name. Good to have you back, man. I can't read your name, unfortunately. Hello, what's good, dude? Hey, you reminded me of something. We are gonna have... Likely we're gonna have a futures gap here. Likely. Opening in a few hours. CME closed at 10,825. It was trading above Bitcoin into this close, so on the open, probably going to be trading a little bit above Bitcoin again. So close here, likely to have very little, if any, gap. Unlikely to create any large gap here on the CME open. So again, not that interesting. Not seeing divergence really. We talked about that potential daily divergence on CME. And that plays out. Yeah, this fly is really ballsy. He's just like hanging out right next to me. Tony Seawright Investment Education. Education for Youth Dreams. It sounds like Michael Scott in The Office. Michael Scott's Dreams Come True College Fund. Rockin' Norg, what's up, man? The Metro, welcome. Powell Kalata, what's up, dude? Good to have you here. Andrea. Yeah, any other new names? Chicago Brew, what's up, man? For an open up on stocks, are we? Could happen. Could happen. Dixie, not trading currently, but was at pretty probable reversal point. Bounced within 0.1s of it into close down. So that's absolutely something we should be watching into the opens here. Rejection from this area is, I would say, more probable than really any of these other areas that we saw. 0.5 retrace of the swing high to swing low. Swing high back in June, swing low in September, right at the start. Historical resistance right here, dating back to March 20. Really, that was March? Oh, I'm on the 1 hour. Okay, that's why. Yeah, we can see this wick down in March during the crazy market sell-offs of 2020, where price caught and rallied to set a new yearly, multi-yearly high. So likely to act as resistance here. Combined with the 0.5 retrace of this move, I think that makes it pretty... I think there's an edge there. I think there's a statistical edge on your trade in Dixie right now. Dixie's really difficult to trade and chart, in my opinion, but every once in a while we get a little clue. I think this is absolutely going to hold an edge here at this value, 94.65. Retrace of the total move. I think a break of this level on Dixie is likely to see up to 97, maybe even as high as high 90. Ooh, high 98 range. I'm sweating. This room is hot today. for no reason. So yeah, big players, Dixie. CME not looking too spicy. It's close so far, still not looking too spicy. Luckily we have some alts moving, keeping it interesting for us. And if we do get some action, it could be as late as the last hourly today. Unfortunately, we may just see nothing until then. Be a bummer, but likely the probable outcome. So here we are. Oh, something happened with this microphone when I hit it. Okay. Now it sounds okay, right? Test to test. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Not a lot going on. We had that Qcoin hack. It was like 150 million, but I think it was mostly altcoins, wasn't it? I don't think it was a lot of Bitcoin, if any. I know, was it SXP? I think SXP was a large portion of it. And markets don't seem to care, and I'll tell you why, is because 150 million is not a lot in the crypto world. You're looking at an asset with a total market cap of 300 billion. 150 million is just not enough to move the needle. Not enough. Can we get here? Let's look at super small time frames because this is boring. All right, nothing. Potential bearish divergence on the 15, not really important. And then potential bullish divergence from these lows. See what a trend line looks like there. Kind of random. Yeah, not too spicy. I wish it was. I think Wednesday's stream is going to be usually... Oh, I got that fly. Got him. Usually Wednesday we do our patron one-on-ones, and that's still the plan, but I have this feeling that we may end up wanting to reschedule them. I think starting in October we're going to do the one-on-ones for patron, the one-on-one sessions, and patron night. I think we're going to move it to a weekend. A lot of people have gone back to work, and Wednesday during work hours, little inconvenient for some people, and I understand. So thank you for your feedback, and that helps us plan better going forward. So that is the plan. Wednesday, we may end up doing a real stream because it should be important. It should be the most important day in many days here. Would be great. Would be great to break that 3-month, that quarterly resistance. We broke that. Q4 we'll be looking at 1380 or higher close, making it the highest close ever. I think that would be very bullish. I think we would likely see some continuation. We have a close above, so 10,761 is where we're hanging out, but it's a very important value over the next 3 days here. So looking for 10,550 to hold. In that time, I would not like to see a sell-off below. And maybe closing this quarterly not above there isn't the end of the world. Doesn't mean the market's bearish forever or something. We've just lacked an edge for quite some time here, and it would be nice to get one back. Really nice to get an edge back. It makes for better streams. We have better streams when we have an edge. More to talk about, better setups. Yeah, Chicago Brew. Then I'm not a therapist, but I'm not a doctor. But yeah, we can do some gambling anonymous one-on-ones. The Patreon one-on-ones have really been a wide range, very different person to person, and I've really enjoyed them. I've really actually enjoyed them, and I think you guys have too, so happy to offer that. It's not really something that you can find elsewhere. I can't even imagine if that was available when I started crypto. It would have been amazing. So many questions, and Google is maybe the worst source of crypto information on the planet. I don't trust anything I find on Google when it comes to crypto. And so we're really limited in that sense. And just having someone to be able to bounce questions off. Hey, I noticed when you're charting, you use Wix. Some people don't use Wix. You know, what are you supposed to do? What's the right thing? It's kind of questions like that that you don't find answers to. Oh yeah, let's zoom out. Here's something I forgot to talk about, the weekly here. Weekly still sitting pretty, even though this candle, this is what's giving me hope for this quarterly close. Even though the current weekly candle doesn't look too pretty, not really a bullish candle. The edge just on this candle, definitely leaning bearish. But there's one important reason that we've been watching since August. Some of you might recognize. One important aspect to that sell-off that leads me to believe what is typically a bearish candle is actually more bullish than we think. That touch, 10,150, was perfect. Within a margin of error of like 0.1, I think it exceeded it by a few dollars here on Coinbase. 10,130, whatever. But right off the middle Bollinger Band again on the weekly, we've been watching this like a hawk. This is the only edge that I see on the market. This is the only edge. And what I like about it is it's very clearly defined. You know, where we have this 20 moving average on the weekly. It does change every week, so into this new week we can expect this to move up a little bit, probably 10,200. But as long as we keep the weeklies above it, the edges is up. And that can change in one candle. That could change in the next 3 hours here. I don't think it will. But it certainly could. So we have a moving goalpost. Typically isn't ideal, but is actually pretty nice here. Because we can use it to determine, you know, if we have a weekly close under here, probably the trend is flipping bearish, as we can see over and over again in Bitcoin's history. You know, losing that middle Bollinger Band can be devastating to price. And we see on the way up that it was a very frequented value. Very frequented. Pretty much only wicks underneath the 20 weekly Bollinger moving average, which is also the middle of the Bollinger Band. Pretty much only wicks. We have some candle closes here that are a little sloppy on the way up, but you can see that's very uncommon. Very uncommon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 5 total in the entire bull run, previous bull run. As soon as it started acting as support, price started climbing up. We can see that it just clear as day that this is an important area. At least an area that any trader should be watching. And we're still here. We survived. This boring week, we still survived it. So keep an eye there, absolutely. absolutely in the next week, as we close out the monthly and quarterly. Great place to keep an eye. Great place to have an alert. You know, price under this week's low. Down here, 10,131. Price under here. It's time to start watching. 4 hour is squeezing. Okay. As we also talked about before, sign of volatility coming. Squeeze away 4 hour Bollinger Bands. Squeeze away and stay above the middle line. You know, it seems that we're above this 20 on every single time frame. This is wild. This does not happen. This is not something that you see ever. I don't know. I can't tell you. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oop, maybe not. There it is. Whew, sorry about that. This is not something that you ever see. Despite it being so clean right now, this is not something you ever see. So every single time frame, I haven't checked them all yet, but we're gonna look at them here. Every single time frame is either above the middle Bollinger Band, the 20 moving average, or is sitting just right on top of it. So 5 minute, even the 5 minute right now, we can see on this 5 minute in the last 45 seconds, wicked down and touched it. Candle is now green. We're way too zoomed in to really get anything out of that, but 5 minute wicked off the 20 here. We zoom out to the hourly. We're right above the 20 again. You can see wicks underneath it, but no closes. 2 hour. Wicks below it, no closes. Wick off. A wick off of that Bollinger Band again. And it's important to note, if you're not super familiar with this, is that as we change time frames, this middle band is moving. This middle band on each time frame is going to be at a different value, and that's why I just enabled them. So it's currently at 10,717. 3 hour at 10,704, wicked off of it, now is green. 4 hour is above it, but we have these red candles. Looks like it's coming back maybe to it. 12 hour, actually the first mix up in this pattern. Ooh, but establishing a very nice support on the 12 hour that I didn't notice. Highly recommend everyone go through different time frames, maybe every day, and do kind of just what I'm doing here, because this wasn't a support previously, now it is. 10,625, absolutely a support on the 12 hour now. Sold off underneath it, but now we're back above the 20 again. So that's every single time frame currently is above the 20 moving average that we've looked at. Daily, same thing, hit it, wicked. We saw that back here on the 25th, hit it, wicked. Unusual for every time frame to agree, and that agreement being finding support at the 20 moving average. Every single one that we just looked at is above it. The 12 hour actually closed the candle below it, but that's the only one that we saw, I think. The rest are hanging out. Monthly far above the 20 at 8,500. So that's spicy. That's very spicy, and what that tells me is that something is going on. Something's going on. 20 moving average is an agreement across everywhere. 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, hourly, 4 hour, 12 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. On every time frame, price is showing signals of bullish momentum in comparison to the last 20 periods, extending all the way back to 20 monthly candles ago, a year and 8 months. That's pretty cool. Did not notice that until I just went through it, and I'm happy we did. So far, just higher lows right underneath this descending trend line. 3 hours until close. Make it worth our time, Bitcoin. Be worth our time. Let's see some spice. Bless ya. Oh, we got some more people joining us, up to 93 watching. Sick. Welcome, guys. Josh Jones, what's up, my man? David Skimfaro. It's a new name. I haven't seen you here. Welcome, brother. Wanna look at band? Oh, yeah, I guess we could look at band. Didn't plan on it, but we can look at band. Why not? Total market cap, just peaked this. Total market cap is just running into what? 10 and 25 daily. 10 25 dailies? No, even better. Running into 25 and 50 dailies. Seems to be finding a little resistance here. That's spicy. Let's check that out really quick. Typically I have EMAs set as circles just so I can... Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that. My washer is in some kind of battle. Wow. It stopped, so maybe it broke. Here we are, 50, let's make it yellow, yes, and 25. It is so loud, even if you guys can't hear it. Total market cap at 50 and 25 EMAs, they're basically overlapped. Finding resistance, close above that level, likely to see total market cap run. That's interesting. Spicy, okay. Band. That's what we came here for. Take a look at band here. Bandcamp. One time at Bandcamp. You want to look at it on the hourly, man? Oh, I don't know. On the hourly. A little bullish divergence here on the hourly. Okay, might even be able to zoom this out. Might even be able to zoom this out. We got the 4 hour actually. Yeah, I want to look at this on the 4 hour first. Just missing support, previous resistance here. On the daily, yep. Just missing. We're seeing this across coins though. It's not unique. Not unique to band, but we see the previous high, previous swing high, set some resistance here. And you know what? I'm gonna fudge this line because while I think that the chart is saying that this support would be at $4.25, I think it's more likely that support would be found at $5. And actually, here we go. And to recognize that, I'm actually going to make a box. Make a zone. Likely to have a zone of support from $4.25 to $5. Just missing it. Hitting 555, 550 something. We're seeing that in a lot of coins. We see in the previous rally touched back to that previous resistance zone. Hasn't done that here. And on the daily, MACD showing a little bullish signal. RSI doing its own thing as it's been doing. Actually, maybe a little bullish divergence here on the RSI as well. Correct? Yeah, looks like it. Okay. So daily has a little bullish divergence on MACD and RSI. That's a good sign. Four hour. same bullish divergence. This could be a good look actually. We looked at band I think last week, but it hadn't quite given us this same setup. I think it was back here, and I think there was no edge, maybe. I think the 4-hour had divergence. Yeah, we definitely looked at this week. That's okay. Always okay to take a fresh look. 236, okie dokie. $9.67 for the 0.5. I think I made this exact same box. Maybe it was a little different a few days ago. Likely very similar. From just under 10, 972 up to 1110. Likely retrace zone. If we have a sell-off again on band, that may be the better setup. Not looking as probable, but maybe the better setup, because a sell-off to that support not only confirms it as support, but also is likely to paint more divergence here. And that's what we want to see. We want to see it continue to paint divergence. We don't want to get these signals and then have them disappear on us. The band looking pretty good. I know the hourly is what you're really looking at. Hourly has bullish divergence, but it's not mega strong. Looks like it double topped, which is not, it was certainly a sign of reversal, but not the strongest one. Typically, not a ton of follow through in crypto on the doubles. $7.36 is the price to beat. I'm going to set an alert. Band USD up 742. And I'm going to set an alert down here. And down 553. Makes sense. Makes sense here to be looking at the $5 to 425 zone if we break down, and it makes sense to be looking at 970 to 11 looking up. And that's really about all we can do on band here. Maybe peek at its weekly close. How does that look? Pretty deathly. Pretty deathly, but in the same situation as almost everything else. Within a hair of closing what was a very bearish candle into a more optimistic chart setup. We would have 3 black crows, bearish but reversal. Bearish with a sign or a hint, the sprinkling of reversal. To close this candle green would set up candle reversal pattern. What is it? Morning star. It's one of the stars. It's red and then a doji, and then we would expect the follow through of green. So if you're a band person, man, you should be watching the next 3 hours here. Unlike Bitcoin, where we're watching the quarterly close, I think is the most important. A lot of these coins don't have quarterly history. A band has some, but none of it's really relevant to price action right now. So not as important. Oh, 1618 extension. Yeah. I think that's pretty much all we got on band here. Got the divergence. I mean, we have a divergence, not on not as clear on RSI as it is on MACD, but it is on both. In RSI, it is here to here, and on MACD, it is from here to here. Actually, that's the same point, isn't it? Cool. All right, so it's an agreement on the hourly. I'm not a huge hourly trader though, so yeah. All right, that's where you're looking for sure. There's a band rundown. Didn't really expect to be doing that, but that's fine. What could be up next? Man, this is nasty hot. I think I'm gonna pop the air conditioner on because it's making me itchy. There we go. Little background disaster. That's okay. We're here for charts, not for background. All right. What else is everybody buzzing about? Get Bitcoin back on. Doing nothing. What's up, Lizard King? Good to see you, brother. Tails, what's up, man? Good to have you back. Not a lot of hype. Not a lot of hype in chat. A good amount of people in chat, but not a lot of hype. That's okay. 82? Is it 82 watching? 82 watching. We were up at almost 100. Every time I go to the scene without the camera on, we drop in viewers. I guess people tune in just to see this face. It's probably the sunglasses and hair though. It's not a lie. Yo, Updell. I remember that name. Been a long time, man. It's been like a year. What's up, dude? Noah S. Can I look at SNX? Okay, we can look at SNX. Let's look for SNX. I don't know. I think I have a chart of it. It's been a long time, so let's see how far off everything was on SNX. Alright. We did get a bounce way back there from our target. Looks like we exceeded that target recently. I haven't looked at this guy in a month plus, probably. On the 1 hour, got some bullish divergence going on. Not bad. Four hour, we're seeing a longer time frame bullish divergence on MACD. RSI being a butt, as it's been. Daily with the potential. Alright, so daily has both on MACD. Bullish divergence and showing that potential bearish divergence. Undecided. RSI again being a butt, just showing nothing, no divergence. Daily though, of note, the previous support area we were looking for at 450 looks like this daily bounced off of it. Not bad. Not bad. 3 hours left on that. Plenty of time. Look at this weekly. I guess monthly it is. Nothing of note on the month. Weekly on SNX looking to close above $5.35. That would be ideal. Ideal for SNX. Kick off that low with some divergence and close the weekly in bullish engulfing would be absolutely ideal. Not too much there. Looks like resistance above at 650 and probably 725. Likely areas of resistance. 725, 750. Oh my goodness. Yo, Lizard King. My man, dude. Lizard King coming in hot with the 50, man. Thank you so much. It's good to have you here as always. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This sweating has made me incredibly itchy. That is really annoying. Oh man. But Lizard King, dude, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the stream. And your $50 donation, huge. Thank you. Thank you, brother. You've been been around since the start here, and it's always great to have you around, bro. Adam Clark, McAfee already lost that bet. The idiot put a time frame on that bet. It was like 2 years from the post, and that already expired, so he already backed out of it. He won't be consuming his own phallus, which, you know, did anybody think he would? No. And does anybody actually want to watch him do it? Not really. But it's kind of, I don't know, I guess it's like nice to just call him out for who he is. Just a dude who will say whatever. Yeah, he wants attention. He gets it. He's a smart guy for sure. But clearly doesn't follow through on his wagers. So yeah. You want to see? All right, ENT, you watch it for me. You let me know how it goes, because I'm not so interested in the McAfee self-consuming strangeness that is what would happen. Go back and look at it, Adam. I'm like 99.9% sure he said like Bitcoin will be at 1 million within, it was like 2 or 3 years, and like from that post date 2 or 3 years expired, and then he like publicly backed out. He was like, I wasn't serious, and it's like, yes you were. You were just not serious once it didn't hit a million. So bunch of BS. Yeah, keep dreaming though. I mean, it might happen. It won't happen if you lose your belief in it. Maybe it will happen if you keep to it. And this is just nothing going on. Here we go. A little selling into this new hourly, probably to wick up and be like a small red candle. Maybe it turn green for a little. Yes, yes. Alright, back to 84 watching. 84 watching, 45 likes. I know we've been gone for a day, but no excuse to lighten up on the awesome engagement you guys have been doing. No, I'll forgive you. But if you haven't yet, if you forgot, please give the stream a like. Really helps out with the search results and staying in search results. And typically we have a few more with this many watching, so it's okay. If you've forgotten, plenty of time. Man, I might have to go wash my face or something. I don't know what I did. A little bit of salt from the sweat, and it is really difficult not to itch my face right now. Let's see what else is going on today. We have not a lot. Also, dropping the link in the chat. If you're not in the Discord yet, great place to be. Sometimes we do episodes at varying times, and the best way to keep up to date with us, make sure that you get notified when we're going live each day, is to be in the Discord. So definitely check that out. Check it out. Lots of educational resources in there. While we're not live on YouTube, there's a 24-hour live stream on there and chat, so always something to do in the Discord. General selling going on. What's up, Road Tip? And the false flags. What's up, dude? It's the pills. I don't know what pills it would be. The aspirin? Maybe it's the aspirin doing me wrong. I had a wicked headache last night. Yeah, so quick look at the weekly again for people who weren't here at the start. Not the worst weekly going on, not the best weekly going on. But we did hold the 20-week moving average, the middle Bollinger Band. Price not too far away, what, 2%? 2% away up. It moves up 2% in the next 2 hours and 50 minutes. Weekly closes hammer, and that is great. Great sign. But more importantly, the monthly close coming in 3 days, 3 hours. Not the best monthly, but even more important than the monthly, we have our quarterly close, same time, 3 days, 3 hours, and sitting within 1% of our quarterly resistance from April, was it Q2 2019 and Q3 2019. Is that right? Q2. Or 1 and 2. Q1 and 2? I don't even know, man. I don't know why that got confusing. Yeah, but that's the most important thing going on. The weekly and the monthly, usually very important, still very important. But this quarterly close is going to absolutely will supersede both of them. And so all the weekly and monthly don't look super. The 3 month is looking not bad at all. And a close above this level, 10,000. Marked 10,761. Great sign going into Q4 to close, finish up the year. So this is still in the show. This is a weekly close episode, but because it's so close to the monthly and quarterly, I think that we may not see very much. This weekly may be a little low energy. Very nice. Prepare for shopping. I'm not really a shopper, unfortunately. But welcome back, Real Diet. What's up, Rico? Nem Weekly. Zem Weekly. Yeah, we can look at that. Yeah, McAfee, I don't know. He seems very on and off to me. Says something, then he says the opposite. He's all about Bitcoin, now Bitcoin's a scam, he says. Now he's all about, I don't know, like McAfee coin. We'll probably see McAfee coin's a scam at some point, even though he made it or something. I could see him doing that. Alright, you want to see NEM. So here's what we'll do. We're gonna look at NEM. We're gonna look at the NEM. We might make a new chart for NEM. Okay, good. Broke out. We're gonna look at NEM. But I need to go, like, wipe my face. I don't know what's going on, but this room was really hot and did a little sweating, and now my face is super itchy, and in order to keep going, I'm gonna have to take care of this because it's getting obnoxious. So give me a minute at most. I'll be right back, and we'll check out NEM. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe in the meantime, jump in Discord, and check out the Patreon. So, here's my shit. Alright, let's hope that helps. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, so Zem, Nem, I never know what to call this thing. Spoiled beans, I did not kidnap you. Don't tell people. Not supposed to be telling people. Then they'll come looking for you. That's not good. So Nem, last time we looked at it, we saw this descending trend line from the highs in September. Came right on down to support. Hit it perfectly. Let's see, we saw daily selling, bearish momentum was waning off at that point. We have daily bullish divergence here. MACD just flipped bullish. RSI, yeah, there's daily divergence here. It's a little sloppier than the MACD, but there's some agreement here. At the time, I was expecting this because we didn't have those divergences so clear. Something like that. If we failed to break this trend line, looks like we broke it. So this is out of the picture. Give that a delete. Nice back test on previous resistance, turned support. Not bad. Look at this monthly. How's that going? Monthly, not really of note. Kind of indecision monthly candle. Weekly, bullish engulfing, currently within a hair, within 0.1% maybe. Feel like that touch to support though. That is nice. This is a nice sign. Like resistance above at 14 cents. Zoom in. Do we have the same divergence? Yes. 12-hour. Not RSI though. It's okay. For hour, no real divergence to be seen. Potentially setting up for bearish divergence. Not a huge edge here. Daily looks bullish. But does that mean? There we go. There's our 0.5 retrace. Basically hit 12.72 cents. Dangerous. Dangerous time here. Daily says we're going up. That retracement makes me a little... Oh, woo, that wasn't even on point right. Okay. Okay, 13 cents looks pretty likely. Pretty likely target here. 13 cents. Daily looks good, but we're not at a point. Maybe if we retake this 14 cents, you know, we're looking a little better. As long as we don't paint bearish divergence in doing so. I like the touchback on support. I like that we broke that trend line. I mean, this daily divergence could play out massively, or we could just see another selling wave. Another selling wave, maybe something like this. To paint even stronger divergence, a higher low on the daily. Totally possible. I think it's all going to line up with Bitcoin. It's all depending on Bitcoin here. So Zem looking better than a lot of coins. That I can say. I can absolutely say it's looking better than a lot. You know, the last time it saw a swing this low on MACD was May 2018 when it was selling off from its highs. So that's some strong divergence. Not sold that it's gonna jump up from here and out into the moon yet, but I will say it's looking better than a lot of coins. So good one to look at. Thanks for whoever requested it. We're definitely struggling for stuff to look at today, but this one is maybe should have even been included in the episode's coins because this is a good chart. Waiting for the Bitcoin confirmation. That's just what everything is doing. We're at such a pivotal zone, and we're closing the weekly out and closing the monthly and quarterly here. 3 days. Yo, Brad Garlic Breath, what's up, dude? Been a while. Good to see you, my friend. Renee Team is back. We don't have the original though. Okay, what's up, dude? How you doing? Okay. Good to have you here on the tubes. Can I compare Bitcoin and S&P? I could. That's a time-intensive thing, so I'm probably not gonna do that right now. Unfortunately, we have done it before. We've done it with the dollar as well. Come on, just do something spicy, Bitcoin. Give us the spice. Prove me wrong. Prove me that this weekly close is not going to be boring. A little readjusting here. There we go. Oh, Mala. I didn't even see that you commented. Mala. Beautiful Mala's here. Or she was. I don't know. Maybe gone now. Tom G. What's up, dude? Tom G. Quiet day. Just waiting for markets to open. There we go. Dixie opened. No, did not. I'm full of it. Okay. Huh. Everything moving sideways. Am I more bullish or bearish? Bullish. More bullish than bearish. I'm more bullish than bearish as long as the 20-week moving average holds. So 10,150-ish. Something along there. Because that's really all I have to go off of right now. There's not a lot. Until we see September close out, unlikely to get any new edge. I mean, we might see a move into the close here, not counting on it. Not putting my eggs in that basket. But if you ask me that question on October 1st, I might have a different answer, so we'll find out. But as long as this is holding, man, I don't see a reason to be bearish yet. And it's not like it's that far away. You don't have to... It's not like, wait till 6,000 to change your mind. No, this is 3%. Or 5% maybe. But it's held well. You know, we saw double test. Bullish candle. Now we're here on this weekly. Tested it again. Waked up. And until we close below this line, I don't see a reason to be bearish. Not far away. You don't have to be too patient if that's what you're looking for. Sir Lucius Squigglesworth the third. Thank you, dude. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear some good things. I don't know how people would talk badly about me. That's what I wonder. I'm sure there are. Like, I mean, we got haters. Of course we do. I just don't know. What would they say? What do I do that's bad? Nothing. I don't know. I'm nice to everybody. Try to respect everyone's opinion on any matter, really. People who hate don't really need logic, though. Hate is emotional, not logical. But I always have nice things to say about pretty much everybody, too. And it's nice to hear Mitch Ray say nice things. I mean, me and him, dude, we're out in the front line. We're taking it step by step for you guys. A lot of respect there for that. It's not easy. Not an easy job. Very demanding. Especially during these times where nothing's really going on. Most demanding. That's when people want answers. Like, nothing's happening. What's going to happen? Well, that's the time you don't have any answers. Because nothing's going on. And just watching, we're watching the paint dry here. Prices moved within, what? .3% range in the last 88 minutes. Exhilarating. Yeah, Rico, I mean, maybe from my past. Maybe from my past there's reasons. Although I don't think that guy had a reason. I don't know what that guy thought. I wonder. You know what? And I would be open ears if someone knew why somebody else hated me. I'd be open ears. Don't really care who doesn't like me, but I wonder why. I wonder what the reasoning is. Because what have I ever done to anybody other than just shared what I see on charts? Didn't know. And to be honest, I don't really care. The only reason I care or would like to hear it is because then maybe I can improve. Maybe there's somewhere I can improve, you know? But there's always going to be people who hate you. Really, no matter what you do or where you are or what your goal is, always going to be people. So, can't be helped. Nothing going on. I don't know. We're might as well just shoot this shit here with you guys. October, Halloween month coming. Historically, pretty volatile month for Bitcoin. Last year, crazy volatile. Could be good. Could be a good setup. And let's see, changes in October. Changing the patron day. Changing the one-on-one day. For Halloween, we're gonna do a giveaway here. Be giving away something very nice. So stay tuned for that. Quite a giveaway. I guess 3 days till the new month. So 3 days from now, if you're thinking about signing up for Patreon, that's the day to do it, on the 1st. Don't do it now. Now is not a good time to sign up. The 1st is always the best time in a month to do it. So hold off. I know, I can't believe I'm saying that either. And that's pretty much it, man. There's not a lot going on. Hope everybody has some fun October plans, but I say that knowing pretty fully well that probably not a lot of people are doing anything. Not a lot going on this Halloween. Kelvin Chris, thank William for help me to invest. The site is for real. That sounds like a real person saying a real sentence, doesn't it? No. Ooh, David S. Pumpkins, dude. I mean, I still have that suit. I probably should change it up this year, but I mean, that's my fallback. Old David S. Pumpkins again. I like that. I like that costume. It's a good costume. Classy. Like you're wearing a suit, but you're still in a costume. Forget about it. That's right. That's right, spoiled beans. Forget about it. Forget. Forget about it. Correct. I don't know what to look at now. Probably is nothing. Probably nothing to look at. Vet trade still looking good. Still looking very good. Not too exciting, but still looking good. Boring. Nem. ADA, okay. Okay, ADA. Cool hourly. Not too exciting though, but cool hourly. BCH very much in the same position as Bitcoin right now. On the hourly, we have descending high trend, same with BCH. Rejected. Did not create bearish divergence, so still playing off the bullish divergence. On MACD or RSI, there's the bearish divergence. Dude, MACD and RSI have never been so in conflict as they have the last few days. It's like every single thing we look at, they're disagreeing. One's giving a signal, the other's not. Or one's giving a signal, the other's giving the other signal. Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk RSI. Get in line. Straighten up, fly right. Wow, there's another one. Joe Smith, another very real comment made by a very real, not a bot person. Oh, and Davidson Joe. Thanks to William for telling me the site, and it really helped me. That is the real company to invest. Thanks, Williams. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think we all can thank Williams for the site of me to invest. Thank you, Williams. Fair enough, Dom. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, really everything is going to look correlated. Everything sold off in March, so everything has like a low in March. Everything's recovered since then, basically. Not that this doesn't invalidate what you're saying. It definitely agrees with what you're saying. You're likely to be able to see correlation between almost everything right now. And that is something worth looking at. You're right. Probably tomorrow. Now, like tomorrow, I think I'd be totally down to go in depth. Maybe that'll be our episode topic tomorrow. Yeah, right now it's a low energy day. That takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to just even set up the chart to be able to like view them side by side. So probably I'm not going to do that right now. But tomorrow, put it this way, tomorrow, if I don't remember, you remind me tomorrow, we'll look at it. There you go. Promised. Yeah, no problem, dude. I mean, it's worth looking at. It's just we're 100 minutes in. There's nothing going on. Low energy day. Low energy time, at least. I just don't feel like jumping into it. But it's something we should look at as a group. Something we should, so we will. Come on, corn. Corn, corn, corn. Who's leaving? Silv, are you leaving? I love you, Silv. Make sure to send William your best for all of the recommendation of site to invest. Did good. Yo, Pivotal, what's up, dude? Chris Sir, there you go. Thank you, thank you. I mean, let's show a little appreciation to William. I really appreciate Williams for the help. That's the first one that actually is like worded correctly. So, Casilim Linda is the smartest bot in all of the group. The Crypto Mind, what's up, dude? Yeah, where is Williams? Williams needs to step up, get in here. We need to hear from him. He's the man of the hour. What's happening here? I can already tell what's happening is, so all these bots are saying stuff, and the reason it doesn't make a lot of sense is because the word filter that I have set up, I can't see these messages being filtered, but I can just assume based on what these bots are saying, it's catching the messages that they're sending that would make some of it maybe make sense. Like they're probably saying like contact him on WhatsApp or something scammy like that, or go to this site, and so it's filtering out those. I don't even get to see him, but that's why they just keep thanking William, whoever William is. That's why it seems so fragmented. Hey, Williams. Hey, Arnold. What's up, Williams? Sir Williams, the Site to Invest Pro. I thank him much. Yep, they're probably trying to get us to some site or call some number. It's certainly a scam. Certainly. Yeah, here's a great time for a mini lesson, guys. Anything in crypto, if a bot is sending you the message, whether that's a comment in a video, whether that's a comment on live chat apparently, anything, if it's a bot trying to get you to go to a site or contact someone, you don't even have to ask questions, it's a scam. Because if it wasn't a scam, why would it be just being mass spammed out to you in the shadiest of ways? Like, the shadiest of ways. They can't even find people to do this. They have to have bots with recorded messages. So do yourself a favor. You get a bot message, you know it's a scam. Period. You don't even have to ask questions. Done. There's our little staying safe in the crypto space lesson today. And there are lots of scams. William did, yeah. Silv, I wasn't going to bring that up. I wasn't going to bring it up, but Williams told me he loved me, and I see that it was just part of a scam. It's part of a scam the whole time. Yeah, what's up, Seamarn? How you doing, brah? Red Magnet looking good on you, my friend. He promised you a sandwich, spoiled beans? Dude, Williams a dick. Screw Williams. Heather Man, you tell Williams that he can take it and he can shove it, right? I don't care how much you appreciate the site of he did to invest tell you did good. I don't care. I don't care. He's a jerk. He's a player. That's what I don't like about him. He's a player. Played with my heart. Told me he loved me, just trying to scam me. Unforgivable. 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 Man, I have a feeling that nothing is really gonna happen here. Maybe into close. But man, I don't think I'm gonna sit here for 2 hours of these tiny little sideways hourlies. It was like tentatively the plan that I might. Nah, but we're gonna do a morning stream again tomorrow, 11 maybe 12 a.m. East. So if we get a crazy move into this weekly close, we'll be talking about it basically first thing in the morning tomorrow. and how that reflects with the monthly and quarterlies that we're taking a look at. Lacine Sadecki, it's a joke. The William is probably not a real person. We just have a bunch of bots thanking William in here today, so we're just talking trash on William in general. That's not bad, Rico. That's not a bad piece of advice either. If you really, you're on something and you're really not sure if it's a scam or not, well, one, feel free to ask in here and I'll tell you if I know about it. But two, Bitcoin Talk, I think it's .com, very old Bitcoin forums, probably will land you with a hit. If you type in the name of it, Bitcoin forums, is this a scam, something like that, you're likely to get a reply there or some kind of old thread about it. So that is a good source. Not saying it's infallible, but it is a good source out of all the other sources, because if you Google, is this a scam, about something on crypto, you're almost certainly going to find both yes and no. You're going to find people who say, yes, I lost everything. And then you're going to find people who say, no, I've been using this 20 years in crypto. It's totally trustworthy. That's just not helpful, getting solid, confident answers in both directions. And so Bitcoin Talk, a good source to maybe cut out some of that noise. There it is. He got it. You can contact him on and hide user on this channel. You cannot contact him. I'm surprised that got through. How did that get through? I'm surprised. Oh, we have a new word. We have a new word for the filter, and that's this gentleman. This hypothetical person's name is getting added to the filter right now. We'll not be seeing messages about him again. Alright, there we go, done. Surprised Instagram isn't on here. No one needs to know about Instagram. No one needs to talk about it here. Yeah, someone just tuned in. Fact, someone just tuned in whose name is William. Heard all these comments and was like, dude, I was having a really good day and now I feel really down. All these people hate me. All these people are such dicks. They're so rude. I've never even been here before and everyone's talking crap about me. What did I do? Come back, real Williams. Yeah, no problem. It's one of my favorite things to do while I'm live, man. Lacine Sadecki. It's one of my favorite. I don't always get them right, but I always try my best. Always try my best to pronounce the names. I don't know. I like trying. It's fun. A little Tripoli bottom here on the 30-minute. Bullish engulf. Alright. Alright. Could it be getting spicy? Probably not. Probably not. Rip to the real Williams. Rip Williams. We loved you, bud, but then you broke our hearts with your great sites which to invest. Whoa. What the? Having a seat on the struggle bus today with those headphones. Yes, you don't even need to hide them, Adam. I added all their words to the list, so they won't really be able to get anything out. They might be thanking Williams a bunch still, but that's okay. As long as they're being positive. As long as they're being positive, that's fine. Okay. Triple-ish, bottom-ish. Teasing that maybe there's hope for today of excitement. There probably isn't. Sometimes you just gotta watch the paint dry. That's all we can do. I'm gonna grab another drink. Or non-alcoholic seltzer. To sip on. I'll be right back. We're not quite done yet. At least gonna wait out this 15-minute, 30-minute close out the hour. I see it's right where I left it. Awesome. Yeah, it was looking like a breakout, and now looking like a bore out. I'm gonna give it these last 11 minutes. If we get a breakout, maybe we stay on. Oh, I didn't turn this back on. Okay. Alright, okay. Yes, yes. Chérie marche. Chérie marche. Tree. How do you say your name? I like that. Tree? Tree? Marsh. I like it. Chérie. It was looking like a breakout until it didn't. Yeah, you can definitely rewind it. It should be back in the beginning of the episode. There's still time if you haven't yet to like and subscribe. Still time, you're not too late. Also, plenty of time to join the Discord, dropping the link in the chat. So you can stay up to date with us, catch all of our episodes. We're going to be going on earlier tomorrow, likely, by 11 to noon East. And finally, the Patreon. If you haven't checked out the Patreon yet, guys, highly recommend it. Nothing like it. I don't think there's anything like it in crypto. If you are interested, wait until October 1st to sign up. But nothing like it. If you are interested in trading and more importantly, as growing as a trader, improving your trading skills, Patreon's probably for you. Weekly one-on-one sessions available to all patrons. We've been doing them on Wednesday. We're probably going to change them to Saturday so it's a little more available for everybody. But that is 4 and occasionally 5 opportunities for one-on-one time with me to talk about whatever aspects of trading you want to. Really nothing like it, especially at the cost. It's incredible value. Daily updates, exclusive TA, trade setups, educational content for the patrons, patron night, social night events, and just added this month one-on-one sessions, which I think is the biggest value that it actually offers. I think is right there. If that sounds interesting to you, check it out. Links in the chat. It's also in the video description. can join our crew, about 80 strong still. Lost a few this month, that's alright. It's been a boring month. Honestly expected to lose more. We'll get some new recruits in October for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, the whole focus is creating an environment for learning, or helping people become stronger traders. And I think the best way to do that is one-on-one time, sitting down with people personally, hearing them out, hearing where they are, what kind of questions they have. It's been a great time. This is the first month we've done it, but it's been really great, even for me. Just learning where you guys are at in trading, what kind of questions you have. It's been really helpful, so check it out. But if you're going to sign up, wait till October. Because if you sign up today, you're going to get charged, and then you're going to get charged again October 1st, and I don't really want that to happen to anybody. Unless you're okay with that. I mean, that's your choice, but I don't want anybody to be hit by that as a surprise and be unhappy. Slowest breakout ever, Adam Clark. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. Forget about it. Forget about it. Too slow. 2 more hours for the weekly close, though. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Rounding up here in the last 6 minutes. Not a lot of volume going on. Very low volume, very low price action, very low volatility. That is the downside. That's the downside, Rico. Is that it's EOS, so even if it breaks out. Kirby says markets can go either way. That's a very wise statement. Very wise statement from Kirby. Up or down. It's hard to go wrong. I'm just kidding. I think that's correct. We're in an undecided time, and we have a big close quickly approaching in 3 days, and that close is likely to bring us clarity, or at least more clarity than we have now. Currently not much. The weekly is the only thing that's really definite and definable as a metric. But this 3-month quarterly close, 3 days from now, man, that can spell out how the rest of the year is gonna go. So anybody telling you they know definitely if it's going up or down right now, probably making stuff up. There's nothing, there's very little in the technical analysis side. If they have a crystal ball, maybe that's where they're getting it from. Not knocking the crystal balls, sometimes they're powerful. But that's pretty much the only thing giving anybody any definite direction. Whoa. Okay, never mind. I guess we have the first presidential debate in the United States slated for this week. That'll be a snooze fest. And there we go. Breakout turned back into a bore out. It's okay. Like we were saying this entire episode, not likely to be an exciting close this week, and usually I'm pumped. You guys know that. Usually I'm pumped for the weekly closes. This one's not looking very spicy. Okay, someone told you it's 100%, so never mind. Then we're good. When's the debate? I don't know. I just know it's this week. I don't follow those things, that nonsense. I likely will not watch it. Not really that interesting to me. All right, there we go. Back into where we were. So, boring, boring. Yep, I'm over him. I'm over him. Politics is boring. Sorry. If you guys love I used to love politics more than anybody. All right, I'm just gonna say that. But it was back when politics were different. Many years ago. When I decided to get my degree in political science. Huge mistake. It was never a scientific field. And now just worlds more so, not a scientific field. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow when we're going to be going over the weekly close in hindsight. Hopefully we get what we're looking for, like we talked about in the beginning of the episode. But we'll still have 3 days left. 3 days. Likely going to be streaming at noon EST tomorrow. Don't miss it. Make sure you're on Discord so you get the notification. J-Bull, what's up, dude? Everything's looking pretty critical. The dollar at a critical level. Bitcoin at a critical level. The dollar at a critical level. S&P 500 at a critical level. It's just, everything is critical right now. Look at this this quarterly close on the dollar. So even if it doesn't reject here, still an ugly quarterly close. Super ugly. Super ugly. 6 month. Yearly is going to look probably equally ugly. Equally ugly. Darth Maul on the yearly for the dollar. Darth Maul. Last seen 2009. Look how that played out. Bunch of years of sideways. If you want to see Link USD, all you have to do is scroll back in the episode. Already did a rundown. Sweet Canary, what's up, my dude? All right, well, we got our we got our alerts set. We're looking for a break of this trend line, so actually now we can set another even closer alert. Set an alert under 10,625. It's my alarm clock. Under 10,594. See if we get another swing low. And then, of course, just under 10,550 being the critical support here. Pretty critical resistance, 10,761. Monthly and quarterly resistance. Yeah, there's not much going on. So we'll probably just wrap it up here. And as soon as I get off, expect the volatility to come. Yeah. We're going to be live again tomorrow morning. So look out for that stream. We're going to be recapping the close and looking ahead to the monthly and quarterly closes. Probably run over them again and the values we're looking for. I don't think it's going to be too exciting this week, so, well, in the next 2 hours. If it's super exciting, maybe we get back on stream. I don't know, but I doubt it. If you want to get someone else's take on this, which I never think is a bad thing. Never think is a bad thing. Mitch Ray probably just going live. 3 minutes in, probably in a few minutes here, probably be breaking into his Bitcoin diagnosis. Probably worth checking out, get another view. So feel free to do that. I'm gonna leave the stream on for a little bit, but I'm probably gonna go chill out. I gotta walk the dog. So yeah, I'll see you in an hour when it gets crazy again and I hop back on. Very likely, but we'll see. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bright and early, recap the weekly. And maybe I'll be back on. Who knows?